Acquiring a luxury hotel is rarely a real estate decision. It is a sequence of assumptions about value, continuity, and control. Most acquisitions look sound on paper. The asset performs, the brand is strong, the market is attractive, and yet, 5 years later, value creation stalls. Not because demand disappeared, but because the wrong risks were priced, and the wrong ones ignored. In luxury hotel acquisitions, capital is very good at measuring location, replacement cost, historical ADR and RevPAR, brand affiliation, macro tourism trends. These elements are necessary, but they are not sufficient, because none of them explain why two assets with similar numbers diverge radically in long-term value after acquisition. The risks that destroy value in luxury hotel acquisitions are rarely operational failures. They are structural assumptions made at entry. Assuming brand equals defensibility. Assuming performance equals continuity. Assuming leadership stability equals transferability. In reality, many luxury hotels perform well precisely because they rely on fragile, non-transferable elements. Strong GM presence, informal rituals, unwritten service logic, owner-specific philosophy. These feel like strengths until ownership changes. Then they become transition risk. Most luxury hotel acquisitions don't collapse. They stabilize. That is the danger. When assets stabilize instead of compounding, capital assumes the market is responsible. In reality, value leakage usually comes from emotional dilution after ownership change, cautious repositioning to protect the brand, partial capex decisions with no strategic edge, governance structures that slow decisive moves. None of this shows up immediately in the profit and loss, but it caps pricing power, optionality, and exit multiples. Emotional value is often misunderstood as a guest experience topic. In acquisitions, it is something else entirely. It determines pricing resilience, loyalty durability, and whether the asset remains irreplaceable. When emotional authority is not structurally embedded, it depends on people. And people are not transferable at closing. What cannot be transferred will be discounted at exit. Strategic reflection in luxury hotel acquisitions exists before operational due diligence and above traditional investment analysis. It asks questions that numbers cannot answer. What exactly creates pricing authority here? Which elements survive leadership and ownership change? Where is value dependent on discretion rather than structure? What must be protected, and what must be removed, to preserve long-term defensibility? This work is not about improving performance. It is about deciding whether performance can be inherited. Luxury hotel acquisitions succeed not when assets are bought well, but when their value logic survives the buyer. Most deals fail quietly, years later, when emotional authority proves to be personal, not structural. This channel examines that moment, where acquisitions either compound or slowly plateau.